there's one thing in life that we all value, whether it be music, your pets, a place, a restaurant, anything really, but there's all one thing that we all really value, and that's family. Whether your family is more goofy than others, you still love your family and you still support them and want to be with them. Picture this though. One day, one of your family members gets really, really sick. They get so sick that it's deadly and they need treatment, but they can't afford it. They die because they had to get off of it. Now, that may seem crazy, but that was actually a reality for me. As crazy as that sounds, I was in those shoes. About 2 years ago, my father was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer. Now, my dad was only an electrician. He didn't have that much income. We knew that it would be an expensive journey, but we didn't think that we'd have to choose between life and death. He fought for a long year, and he never once showed me that he was scared, but I knew that he was terrified. At about 6 months into his treatment, they told him that his health care was no longer paying for his chemotherapy. They gave him another option where he would basically be like a guinea pig for a treatment that it hadn't hit the US yet. That obviously failed and that did not work. On October 7th, 2017, my father was taken by cancer. And I believe that the cost of life-saving treatment should be affordable and that the healthcare provider should do more. There are a lot of people in this world who are diagnosed with cancer, which would be a lot of funding for the healthcare providers, but we're spending $5.5 billion on a wall to keep immigrants out, but we're not saving any of that money to try and help keep our Americans alive. In Australia, chemotherapy is actually free. It's a free treatment in all the hospitals, and it is covered by the pharmaceutical benefits scheme. In America, it is $11,000 to $12,000 a month for chemotherapy. So why don't we have PBS? The answer is that we've set up a regulatory system around our pharmaceutical industry. The U.S. allows drug makers to set their own prices for a given product and allows every drug that is proven to be safe come onto the market. The problems that causes are, it's easy to see, that the high co-pays at the drugstore to the people who can't afford life-saving medications. Sarah Cliff stated on Vox.com, there's this analogy that Craig Gerthwey, a professor at Kellogg School of Management who studies drug prices, gave me. Think about a venture capitalist who is deciding to invest in a social media app with $10 million or a cure for pancreatic cancer. We are more concerned about the profit of investing in something instead of saving people's lives. Now, we do have Medicare, but Medicare is something, it's helped people pay for their cancer treatment that can't afford it, but the minimum age that you can get Medicare at is 55 years old. Countries like Australia, Canada, and Britain regulate the price of drugs to ensure that medical treatment is affordable for all of their citizens, regardless of their income. Medication is treated differently because it is a good that some consumers really can't live without. We need to be more willing to go through steps to start the change, and we need to start electing government officials who are more concerned about the cost of life-saving treatments. The cost of treatment needs to be reduced, the cost of treatment needs to be taken care of, and the cost of treatment needs to be recognized. Now I'm going to take it back to my father for a little bit. I'm not saying that he wasn't going to die anyway, because he was. The hard truth of it was that he was going to die soon, whether he got his treatment or not. The fact that he didn't even have an option to fight anymore is what breaks my heart, is because that he wanted to do that so bad. We always say that it'll never happen to me, but it could. It did. It happened to me. And because of cancer, I will no longer have someone to walk me down the aisle. I will no longer have him sitting at graduation in a few days. My children won't have grandpa anymore. So look around and ask yourself, how much money is life worth to you? Elect the right leaders and spread the word. Thank you. I personally think that they spend all that money or they make us spend all that money because they're maybe trying to like find a cure for cancer. Maybe they're trying to use our money with the chemo to try and actually find a cure instead of just using chemo, but I can't say that for sure.
You mentioned Australia offers free chemotherapy. Do they have like a socialist type of healthcare system where all medication, all treatment is free, or is it just for cancer patients chemotherapy?
They have mainly all of their medical treatment is free, yes. So I think they are more of a socialist. But in Canada, which they're socialists too, but they have some that aren't like that are rare. They don't have like all that treatment's free because it's really not ever around. But
All right, thank you.